What is this? Right here. This is a Nintendo 3DS XL with a copy of Pokemon Heart Gold in it. This is a Nintendo Switch. And these are all the games that I've collected so far. And so with that mini show and tell presentation, you could already deduce that I have a passion for video games, right? And it's true. I do have a passion for video games. I've been playing it since I was a wee little boy. But ever since I had my hands on my first ever console, the Game Boy, life has been different ever since. I couldn't stop myself from playing them because they're just so dang fun, man. And because I had so much fun with them, they kept me away from all the stresses in the world. But there's been a thought that has been itching at me for a long time now regarding these video games. I've always wondered to myself, like, why can't I just live my life as a video game? Slaying dragons, catching Pokemon, just like adventuring and all that, right? And then it hit me. I probably can. Maybe not the slaying dragons and all that shit, but let's talk video games for a little bit. A few of the things that we like to keep track of when it comes to our progress in these things are our stats, our skill at the game, our currency, and if there's a possibility, the customization of the way we look. And so when we really think about it, there's a lot of decision making that goes into playing a video game that we can honestly just translate into real life. And so when it comes to stats, I could already give a few examples already. We can use our age as the primary level to our account. You got strength, which correlates to the amount of times that you go to the gym or working out in general, exercising. Wisdom, studying towards your skill or your class. And there are even classes, very much like the career you're taking. So for example, I could say that my class is carpentry right now because I'm taking classes in that trade. Are you beginning to see the image that I'm trying to portray here? You could take aspects of a certain video game or even multiple of that, and you can translate them into your own life to help see a greater vision of what's going on around you. Which brings me to my next point. Why are video games addictive in the first place? And if I'm going to be as straightforward as I can in video games, you practically have the utmost control in that world. I mean, think about it. When you're playing a game, you can feel the difference that your decisions make because of how dramatized it is. Dramatized. Sorry. Oh my god. My English. And with that certain aspect, you almost feel like a sense of urgency to make the right decision so you could progress yourself into the next level. And that's why we have communities that give out tips or create guides to help gear you every step of the way of your playing, you know? And so now everything's starting to come together. All of these different aspects collectively create a vision where you can actually become the best in the world at something. You feel a certain freedom there that you cannot feel in the real world. And that's why we all escape to it. And that's the thing. We simply just don't see the vision in the real world that we want to see in video games. We don't know what kind of boss fights we're fighting. We don't know what the tips and tricks are to fight this certain obstacle in our lives. Or maybe we're just not seeing it the right way, you know? Alright, I gotta go to class now, but I'm gonna continue this when I'm done. So cut when I'm done. Alright, so class ended and I'm already at the gym now, but honestly, this is the perfect opportunity to show or explain about translating video game attributes to real life. Let me show you how good I am first. Oh! And I missed. So I'm pretty much active 5 out of 7 days of the week. The more I do it, the better I'll get at it. So if you really think about it, put it into video game terms, the more I do this, the more strength points I get. And the more strength I get, the better my character gets in this life. That's what I meant about... I'm so tired now. This is what I meant by translating video game attributes to your real life. Especially if you play a lot of games, you begin to understand these basic concepts. And the more you understand them, the more you apply it, the more easier it feels for you to see or be aware of everything around you. Now let's get 100% here. I'm gonna show you my collection while I talk. We got one main copy of every Pokemon game, including Heart Gold. But yes, this is not 100% solution to keep you on track of life. okay? And if you don't like playing video games, then obviously you're not going to understand much of what I'm saying in this video, and we have to do a whole new conversation. But the main idea that I'm trying to get at in this video is that you can use the things that you really love as a form of alternative to create a better point of view or the way you see your own life. It's so obvious that we all don't know what's really going on around our lives and how we can really control it and get through the obstacles that we need to get past. And yes, looking at your life as a video game isn't for everybody, but I just want you to know that there are much easier and more comprehensible ways for you to go at life that are best tailored for you, instead of just finding ways to bring yourself down, you know, because we all don't want to be stuck down here. We all want to thrive in our own way, and there's plenty of ways to go at it. 1 second. 2DS here, the Bakugan DS game. Here's my other Pokemon games on the 3DS. Also, 2011 Yu-Gi-Oh! Championships. And the reason you're probably not seeing the way things I would like you to see is probably because you just don't have a very open mind. Or you're not very open to very new ideas. You're very stuck in the same pattern every single day. And I'm not gonna blame you. We're all used to the same patterns every day. It's kind of like a job, you know? The more you do it, the more repetitive it becomes, and the more you feel like a robot, just doing things over and over and over again, and you become stuck, almost to the point where you're just stuck in the same train of thought, completely barricaded off of like these new ideas and stuff, because you know, you're just used to it. And that's pretty much it. All the Pokemon Switch games, Smash Bros, Breath of the Wild, Fire Emblem, Monster Hunter Stories. And so if you want to create some sort of change in you, you could already just start just by training your imagination. Just gotta switch it like that, man. Just be more, try to experiment a little bit without having to hold yourself back. Because who knows, maybe these new ideas could help you get around those obstacles that you feel so stuck with for a very long time. Nexomon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fractured But Whole, Shadowverse, all fun video games. Let's not get stuck in the same things over and over again. Let's start realizing the fact that there definitely are solutions and ways for us to bypass all of these mundane things. You just gotta switch those lenses. It's really that easy. I can't really say anything more to it. I may not be successful yet in the way that I see it, but I feel like I'm heading in the right direction, and that's what's going to fuel my consistency. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Shoot!